Excellent connection. I feel like that's lies. Oh, man. Hey. I like how I get notified if I start streaming. Oh, man. Hey, what's up, bro? Fam? Whoever's on here right now? How's your day going? I really hope that's just not. I really hope that's not just me. that's that's just on here. Cause YouTube be weird like that sometimes. Like I got notified that I started streaming. I don't even know how that works out. Like, but yeah. Uh, I know people probably aren't gonna be on here all that much, really. I'm trying to see if I could find, if I could find where where is my where is my list? Where is my list? Oh God, no, not that. uh, like I said, it's gonna be a bit of a shorter stream on the description of this stream, right? So I don't really expect. Oof, bit rate is low again. Fantastic. Let me see. Uh, oh, there we go. That wasn't there. But real quick, I just kind of wanted to touch base with y'all, just say what's up real quick. I'm still gonna be. It's not gonna be 4 uploads today. It's gonna be two. Today, today was a today was a little bit of a rougher day, right? Had a woke up and I just was like, nah, right? You guys ever have that where you just wake up and like the first thing you think is just like, nah. But I'm still gonna be uploading Data Live and Quintessential Quintuplets today because that's what I was gonna upload yesterday, right? And uh, I'll be uploading the last two episodes of Don Machi season 3 on what's it called, on Saturday, right? So that way we can just finish off that series, cap it off on the channel, right? And then I could be able to kind of start working my schedule the way I want to be working it, right? So once I, cause let me see, how many series? Sorry, I'm I'm trying to think to myself right now, real quick. How many series am I going to have on this channel, right? Because eventually, right, what I want my schedule to be like is, so, surprise, right, for anyone who's on, for the one person on here watching, right, uh on what's it called, on Mondays we're going to be doing, because I got recommended it, right, and it seems pretty interesting, and I know season 2 is coming out this season, right, winter 2021. Why was that so hard to get out? But we're going to be doing the time I got reincarnated as a slime. I'm going to be doing 2 episodes. Or this is a little bit, this is a little bit further in the future, right? Just for for your guys' reference, right? Um so it's going to be 2 episodes of slime on Mondays. Hunter x Hunter is still going to be staying on Tuesdays. Why did I just write that like that? But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is going to be staying on Tuesdays. Uh, Neon Genesis is still going to be staying on Wednesdays. Let me see. And these are going to be like the series that I'm going to be doing, two, yeah, just 2 episodes of like every week, right? Just for the meantime, because I feel like any more than that, and my laptop would just die because it's already not looking too good. But yeah, Neon Genesis is staying on Wednesdays. Um, on Thursdays, it's gonna be. This is after I catch up with Don Machi, and I think we'd be catching up on or well, finish Don Machi. Gonna be catching up on Jujutsu Kaisen, and gonna be what's it called? Uh, uh, Finishing up Inuyashiki as well because I've had that series on my channel for a minute, and I think I only have like 6 episodes left or something like that. I think it's only 11 episodes, so I won't be too bad for me to kind of finish off right. So this is probably gonna start sometime in like February, right? Or I'm trying to get it to be the first week of February is when this schedule is gonna start to kind of take into effect, right? But yeah, Mondays are gonna be 2 episodes of Slime. Tuesdays are gonna be 2 episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Wednesdays are gonna be 2 episodes of Neon Genesis. Um, what's it called? Thursdays are going to be 2 episodes of Data Live up until we finish season 3, right? And then we're just gonna be sitting here praying and hoping for season 4 to finally get, you know, a trailer eventually, hopefully, right? It's approved. It's it's confirmed, right? But we haven't gotten any like actual like, hey, yeah, this is coming out, right? Like here's the trailer for it. Fridays it's gonna be uh 2 episodes of Black Clover. Yeah. So BC 2. Um and again, this is going to be starting like the first week of February, right? And Saturdays, I'm also starting another kind of older series, right? Because I've said it before, and I'm a fairly recent weeb. Like I'm a very, very recent, like haven't been around anime for too long, right? Sort of weeb. So I kind of want to go through a lot of the classics, which is why I'm doing Neon Genesis, Hunter x Hunter. So I'm also going to be starting Cowboy Bebop on Saturdays. Again, another show that I have been heavily recommended by my friends. They say that it's like fantastic and that it's overall just a very enjoyable show and that it has a like really good storyline. So I'm looking forward to starting that. And then another series that was very heavily recommended to me by a lot of my friends is ReZero. Again, I haven't watched that. Don't really. I only know like a little bit of it just because of the memes that come out of it, right? Like the whole Subaru I love Amelia meme, right? That's really all my knowledge of that show is. I know he dies a lot, but other than that, that's really all I know. So, but on Sundays we're gonna be doing 2 episodes of that as well, and then obviously some of the series that are coming out weekly at that time. So it's gonna be a whole lot of grinding for me, really. Like it's gonna be a whole lot of trying to catch up on shows, trying to finish shows and everything, so that way the schedule can kind of come to fruition, right? So February or January is going to be a busy month for your boy, right? But it'll be worth it because that'll actually make it a little bit, or not even a little bit, right? But a lot easier, just kind of in the long run, because it'll clear up a lot of the confusion I have, especially when I'm like what's it called, separating my folder and all that, and making sure that I have everything where I want it to be, where I need it to be, so that way when I start recording and editing and doing all of that, it's a bit easier for me to just, I don't know, I guess kind of find the files and everything. Right now, like if you look if I could show you guys like my folder where I have like all the series that I'm doing and just everything like that, it looks like a jumbled mess. It is it is very hard and very it's a bit of a pain in the neck to navigate, and that's because I'm still very scatterbrained, right? I'm still trying to get some better habits, still trying to what's it called? Uh Still trying to do a bit better, right? But once I catch up on all the series that I've kind of had on my channel for a bit too long that I haven't, or not even the one. Oh, that's just really Inuyashiki, right? And then I have a lot of like ideas for replacement series as well. Once I finish off like some of the shorter series that are gonna be coming out weekly, right? Like you know, Data Live, and because I really don't have that much more of Data Live to do. I think, yeah, it's episode 5 that I'm going to be uploading today, right? So that means. Uh, 5, and then there's like 17 episodes left, right? So it's just like 8 weeks. And then that's really just 2 months, right? So we're going to be finishing off Data Live in March, really. Yeah. In March, as soon as I go back home. Also, yeah, I'm going back home in March, right? For your guys's kind of awareness, right? There's gonna be about a week and a half in March, right? Where I'm not gonna be uploading because it's gonna be a 40-hour drive from Georgia to California, and that's gonna be a bit of a pain in the neck, but it's gonna be a lot of fun because it's a cross country road trip. It's gonna be me and my pops, and gonna make the most of it. But during that time, uploads are going to be very, if at all, very very sparse. I'm gonna try and see if, or I'm going to try to get them scheduled right, but don't hold your breath. No promises. And then it's gonna be a little bit what's the right word for it? Messy, I guess. As soon as I get back home and everything, right? Because then I'm gonna start trying to actually like get a nicer setup instead of just this like nasty looking desk that I currently record at, where you could see my roommates like half of the room and everything with this like awesome lighting that you guys are very used to in this room. But as soon as I get back home, I'm gonna get a PC. I'm gonna get dual monitors, right? So that way I can finally start streaming gameplay and everything like that, right? Like if you look at the banner on my channel, it says gaming, and I do want to stream gameplay, but right now on this laptop is it's very much so not feasible, because if I were to try and stream any game, like even like co-op or something, right? Like this laptop would probably explode on me. Like it would, it'd probably just burn, and I don't want to set off the fire alarm here, because if you set off the fire alarm in this room, it sets it off for the entire building, and I'm not trying to deal with that. You feel me? But yeah, as soon as I get back home, the setup is gonna change a little bit. The setup's gonna be a little nicer. Um, gonna get better lighting. Hey, what's up, Straw Hat? You didn't really miss much. I guess I could go over it again, right? We're just kind of going over the way the upload schedule is gonna be, um, in February, right? Because I don't know, today was a bit of a down day, right? And then I I started feeling a lot better, and now I'm just like super motivated out of nowhere, right? So feeling good. Also drunk a lot of caffeine, but the new schedule that's gonna be for the channel, right, on February, starting the first week of February, is what's sorry, I'm trying to remember the name. Yeah, that time I got reincarnated on as a slime, right? We're gonna be doing that on Mondays. We're gonna be doing Hunter x Hunter still on Tuesdays, Neon Genesis on Wednesdays, Data Live on Thursdays, Black Clover on Fridays, Cowboy Bebop on Saturdays, and ReZero on Sundays. And those are really just the series that are going to be the whole 2 episode uploads on the channel, right? By that time, I'm hoping to be, or not hoping to be, right? By that time, I'm gonna be finished with Inuyashiki, uh, what's it called, Danmachi, or is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? The Promised Neverland season 1, and the Saga of Tanya the Evil, right? So that'll clear up a whole lot of space and a whole lot of the clutter that is currently my anime folder, right, for my channel. And obviously, you're gonna be doing like the series that are coming out that I'm doing, right? So Attack on Titan is still gonna be coming on Sundays, right? Like I love that series, and also like I've said before, right? I'm not planning on dropping any series that I have on the channel right now. And then gonna be hopefully or gonna be caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen at that point, right? So just whenever it comes out on Fridays is gonna be uploaded, right? Still gonna be doing the Quintessential Quintuplets season 2. By that point, right, I'll be finished with season 1 of The Promised Neverland, so I'll be starting season 2, and catching up on the episodes that I've missed out on so far. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work on my end. It's gonna be a lot of grinding, but it'll make it a lot easier for me in the long run, right? Uh, hopefully that hopefully that was all digestible. And I know I can speak kind of fast every now and then, right? Like, so hopefully you caught that. Uh, I'll put it in the description of this as well after I'm done with the stream and it's visible on my channel, right? I'll just edit the description to put that out there. But really, that's all you really missed, right? This is more just a chat stream. I kind of just wanted to say what's up to y'all. How have you been, bro? How's your day? How was your Friday? You got any plans for the weekend? Oh, there it is. Because I still need to record and all that. Or well, I still need to record Data Live for this week, and then the Quintessential Quintuplets, right? The episode that came out yesterday. I'm assuming one of the other viewers on here is Beastly. Yeah, same. Same, bro. Just it's the way to live life, isn't it? Yeah, I was surprised yesterday, right? Like, as soon as I got off work, one of my buddies, like, that I haven't talked to in a minute, just randomly hit me up and he was like, "Hey, let's get something to eat." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" Like, it's been a while since I've like hung out with people, so that was nice. That's why the uploads didn't come out yesterday, right? Meant to upload, couldn't record, couldn't upload, right? So that was a bit my bad, but also, kind of worth it in my opinion. And then tomorrow I'm actually gonna hang out with another one of my buddies. He invited me. He kind of just wants to, go out of town real quick. So this is gonna be fun. Gonna be going to a different part of the state that I haven't been in. So I always like exploring and stuff like that. Man, oh, that's really itchy. Gotta make sure that this phone has enough battery life. Yeah, I'm still good on battery life here. I appreciate you always always hopping on for the streams, man. Makes it makes it a lot easier to talk. Feels like I'm not talking into the void. And I appreciate the other 2 viewers that are on here. It's always nice actually having people like watch you, right? Man, I think I need to start showering with like colder water because I take like very very hot showers, and I think it's actually starting to dry out my skin now. So I need to no longer do that because just living with a constant, consistent itchy back is not fun. I can't say I recommend it. Ah, man, that and it's just so hot in my room because the AC doesn't really work all that well, and it's awful. I'm someone who loves the cold, so having it just burn up in here is also not fun. Man, what time is it? 4:07. All right, bet. Or well, not 4:00. It's 7:07 here. My my computer is still set for the time zone it is back home, right? But just just wanted to pop by real quick, right? Just wanted to say what's up to y'all. You know, it's always nice getting to chat with y'all for a little bit. I'm gonna try and see if I could do these like weekly, right? Just so I can kind of get used to. Yeah, actually, I've read the quintessential quintuplets and Nisekoi. I'm a big like slice of life and romance guy, right? So those are the only two manga that I've like actually picked up. I'm gonna be picking up the light novel for Date Alive as soon as it comes out, like the actual like English release of it, right? I think it's scheduled to come out in like February or something like that. Because I remember like the news came out for it like months ago, right? But as soon as I hop on that, right, then yeah. Also, I'm gonna be picking up the Attack on Titan. What's it called? The manga after I finish the series, right? Because I don't want to, since I'm anime only, right? I don't want to spoil it for me as I'm reading the manga or anything like that, right? Because I really love this series, like just as a show, so much. The the storytelling, the writing. Have I read any Tim Allen? Dang. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, yo, when did I get 7 people on here? Hell yeah. Pokemon or Dragon Ball? Man, that's hmm. Feel more nostalgic. Pokemon, right? Like I grew up just watching that all the time. I've played like I played all of the games up until Black and White. I I had a briefcase of Pokemon cards growing up, right? Like I was that kid. But obviously as I grew up and like, had to start paying bills and really didn't make too much money, I've kind of stopped playing because I haven't played Sword and Shield. I really want to, but I can't afford a Switch. So gotta wait till I save up enough money for that. And then but as a series overall, Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball Z too, right? And Straw Hat, to answer your question for any slice of life or romance series that I've enjoyed, right? Uh, it depends on what you want, right? So my personal recommendations, right, are you know I love Nisekoi. Nisekoi is a really good romance slice of life sort of thing, right? It the only My biggest gripe about that series, right, is that on it finishes off at season 2 for the anime, right? But it still leaves a lot of content out, right? So you don't really get an answer, which is why I picked up the manga because I'm pretty sure it's not going to get a season 3. I really hope it does eventually, but I'm not sure if it will. The Quintessential Quintuplets is also, another really, really good one. It's, season two is coming out this season, right? Winter 2021. So that's definitely. I figured I would get this question eventually, and the answer is no. I I don't, but I figured I would get that question because I watch anime, right? So I appreciate the question. It made me laugh. Beyblade or Pokemon? Pokemon. I never really got into the whole Beyblade or Digimon sort of fam. I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, sure, sure. I watch a lot of off-brand all the time, right? Nah, fam. I'm okay off that. I can see why people watch it, right? But I'm okay personally. Just just me, right? I like my females 3D. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, fam. The original Yu-Gi-Oh series, one of my favorites. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. Just growing up again, it was it was nothing but Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, and Pokemon for me, right? And those were my three series. Man, you guys are on a roll. You guys are definitely making me laugh here. but yeah, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh growing up. Seto Kaiba always at least now always makes me laugh, right? Just just he's an interesting guy. I miss like the actual series like Yugi Moto and everything, right? As soon as I started getting into like the whole like Yu-Gi-Oh fifth generation and stuff like that, I kind of stopped watching it there. Uh do I like black people? Yes. Of course I do. I love everybody. Everyone gets equal love from me. Fam. I yeah, I just love everyone, right? So, I don't I've never understood that whole concept of not liking people for their their pigmentation, right? Ash should have railed Misty when he had the chance. You're wild, bro. You're wild. You're wild. Three 3D off brand. I just saw that. Lamau. you guys you guys are you guys are a funny bunch. Brock was a Chad. Brock was Brock was an interesting guy. He definitely never let rejection get the best of him, right? He he definitely always kept a open mind. What am I saying in my outro? Ah, in my outro, I just tell you guys to stay safe, stay blessed, and well, I love y'all, which I do, right? I really do appreciate just all the like just support and everything I get from you guys all the time. It really makes me feel good, right? Just the fact that you guys are, sticking around and staying with me, right? Especially considering the fact that I in real life am someone who is very socially inept. I have a tough time talking to people because I am horribly awkward. So the fact that I have 269 of you guys currently on the channel makes me pretty happy, right? So that's what I always say at my outro, right? Is I love y'all, stay safe, stay blessed, and then, double out, right? A fam, support who you want to support, right? I'm not really I don't get into politics on my channel, so that's where I'll leave that, right? But I love people all shapes, sizes, and colors, right? There's no amount of hate in my body. But and that's just me. And that's where I'm gonna leave that, right? Because I don't get political on this channel. This channel is for anime and eventually gaming and just vlogs of me and my boys when I go back home doing dumb stuff. But I still got love for YouTube, bro. So, tis what it is, right? But yeah, I can't wait to go back home. It's gonna be a fun 40-hour drive with my pops. Cross country. Oh man. Man, this is the most people I've had on here. Like, this is fun. This is fun. You guys are definitely keeping me entertained. How about you guys? How's your day been so far? Right? How are you guys doing? Man, I hate how like as soon as I start to get even a little bit sick every now and then, right? Like I just it just doesn't stop. Like it I'll just have like a very I don't know what the right word for it is, right? Like but I'm always just like hacking stuff up just all the time even after I like stop being sick for like at least a few weeks, man. It sucks. It it's definitely not fun. But yeah, Straw Hat. I never really finished giving you some of my recommendations, right? If you want just like some fantastic slice of life, and by that I mean just stuff that makes you feel oh, okay, so I think that might be on my end. Maybe on my end? It says I have good connection right now. It says the bit rate is a bit low. So I'll try talking a little bit slower and I don't know, maybe not moving around as much. Hopefully that'll fix it a little bit right so there's not as much strain on this computer. But if you want just some really good slice of life, like just some stuff that makes you feel cozy, that just like it's just a comfortable watch. Like it's just so just relaxing, really. Because that for me is what makes a really good slice of life, right? Just something that makes me just feel like that was nice. So I could just like sit down, drink some hot chocolate, drink some coffee too, right, and just relax. I definitely suggest laid back camp. I love laid back camp so much. I and also we recommend that you use a stream bit rate of 4500 kilobytes per second. I cannot do that because I stream on a laptop. So I don't know how to fix that at all. I I do not know how to fix that. Aside from just getting, like an actual computer. So yeah, I think it might be on my end, bro. But what's it called? Alright, yeah. So I'll type it in chat as well, right? Let me see. So, oh no, what? I'm trying to type in chat, not whatever that was. So laid back camp, and the little mini series for it, room camp as well. I'll put that in parentheses. So season 2 for laid back camp is coming out this winter 2021 as well, and I am really enjoying it so far because there's still a lot of series that I watch, not on video. Um, what other good slice of life? Flying Witch is another really good one. It's just all of these are like super wholesome too. Just really wholesome fun. Really nice to watch, just relaxing. Flying Witch is really good. I really enjoyed it. Which other one? Oh, yes, absolutely. Non Biori. Season 3. I think it's season 3. Yeah, season 3 is coming out this winter 2021 as well. So that was definitely amazing, right? Like because I really love slice of life. I really love like romance. I love cute stuff, right? And Non Buri is a amazing slice of life, and it's super cute. So there's that one. I guess this one's a bit more of a romance, but it's also a little bit kind of what's it called? I don't know. It seems a little bit more like teenage drama y, right? Kind of like what's it called? Like those shows that my sisters used to watch, Smallville or fucking I don't know, Vampire Diaries and stuff like that, right? Obviously not to that effect, but just it's a little bit more kind of like that. But uh, Anonatsu de Materu, I think that's how I spell it. It's a, it's really good. The last episode hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was I was sitting there like, damn, I wanted this to end very differently. Let me see what else I have. What am I doing? I have my Crunchyroll open on this phone. Uh, ah, cool. I'm not signed in. Give me a second. Mm. Is the stream still lagging for you, bro? Password. Uh, this is an issue. And it's not an issue because I'm signed in on the phone I'm streaming on right now. But I really hope. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get some names for you right now, so please bear with me real quick. Oh, yes. How could I forget? How could I forget Tonakawa? Over the moon for you, or fly me to the moon, depending on what translation you're looking at. Absolutely amazing. It came out last season, right? So fall of 2020, right? It was super wholesome, super cute, and just overall a feel good series. I really, really enjoyed it, right? Because there's, like I said, there's still a lot of series that I watch not on stream, or not in video, right? Let me see which other ones. A Place Further Than the Universe is another really, really good one. I really, really enjoyed that series. Let me see. Yeah. So when it comes to slice of life and stuff like that, bro, never hesitate to ask because I got I got the hookup, my guy. We Never Learn is another really good one. This one's a bit just a smidge a little bit more on the etchy comedy side every now and then, right? But that doesn't take anything away from it. It's still such a really good series, and I had a whole lot of fun watching it. Um, My Next Life as a Villainess was also really good. Hopefully, I could fit that into this this message. Um, yeah, My Next Life as a Villainess. Basically, basically a reverse harem, right? Because she 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 had She had hoes. Vill. I cannot spell. Ainess. Hopefully you're able to write those down, right? So yeah, those are some of my slice of life and romance recommendations. One thing that My Next Life as a Villainous and what's that other series? This has gone on a lot longer than I meant it to. Oh my god. Yeah, it's fine. But God, what's in The Ascendance of a Bookworm? One thing that those series like have done that have kind of made them like some of my favorite isekais, right? Are the fact that they call back to like the main character's past life, right? And at least a lot of the isekais that I've seen, right? The main character gets, transported to another world, however he gets transported, right? And he never really they never really ever think about like, oh yeah, back home, right? Like people miss me. Like I died. Like people are grieving me. People are mourning me, right? Like no, they never really call back to that. But in My Next Life as a Villainous, they did it really, really well, right? And like they showed the other side of the whole isekai trope, right? Like what life would be like on their original, in their original life, their past life, now that they're gone. And as soon as it did that, it solidified itself as one of my favorite isekais, right? Like it it's overall goofy, and it's overall a very goofy, very fun watch, right? It's it's interesting seeing a reverse harem too, right? Because the the MC for that show is a female, right? She's call her Bakarina because she she is just as dense as any other harem MC, where people are throwing themselves at her, and she's just sitting there like, we're friends, right? Like you only see me as a friend. Like it's just like how do you not know? But overall, man, it's a really really good isekai. I had a whole lot of fun watching it, and like I said, it's that callback episode, right, to life on her original life was really really well done, and it added so much more to the series. Like what would have been a series that's like, maybe 7.5, 7.25 out of 10, right? For me, that definitely bumped it up to like 8, 8.25, almost 8.5 out of 10. Like a lot of the times with these series, right, I don't necessarily rate them all that high because most of the time they're just fun, right? They're just a fun watch, right? But in terms of like story and substance, right, they're not too good. Uh, a Place Further Than the Universe is fantastic in terms of story. Anonatsu the Materu is fantastic in terms of story. Or it's Waiting in the Summer, I think, is the English translation. Uh, I didn't write the other one down. Uh, how do I spell that? Ascend. This is probably not the right spelling, but I'm putting it on here anyways. Of a bookworm. This one definitely caught me off guard when I watched it. It was fantastic. Another really, really great story. Really great isekai, right? Uh, Tonakawa, right, is it's just a feel good, really good series. But yeah, yeah. Sorry, bro. I watch a lot of slice of life, and I watch a lot of feel good series. So that's it's my bad. I don't really watch too much of them on the channel because those don't typically do great. Like if you look at what's it called, the Quintessential Quintuplets season 1, that did they did that did horrendous on this channel. They all got like 10, 11 views, right? I still did it because I love the show, and I'm still doing it because I love the show and the manga, and my best girl won, so I'm happy about that. Everyone else is salty. Why, midstream, am I getting notified that there's a software update for my phone? I hope that didn't cut off the camera real quick. Do I have a My Anime List account? No, I don't. I didn't even I didn't even know. Be real with you, right? I didn't know I can make an account. I'm like I said, I'm a fairly recent weeb, so I'm still not too embedded in everything that is, anime culture, I guess would be the right word for it, right? Uh, Let me see. I'm assuming that's just where I list like some of my favorites. Because I know I would probably get probably get a lot of flack for some of my placements of series because personally, right? Um what's it called? My personal favorite, like my personal top series, right? That like I said is my number one is my number one a little bit more for like nostalgia purposes, I guess, because it was the first series that I decided to kind of. All right, bet I'll make I'll make an account. I'll start rating the series that I've seen. Bet, appreciate that. I am going to write that down. I'll probably just link it in the description as well, so that way whenever I don't know if you guys ever want to just see kind of what I'm into, you guys can always go look at that as well. My anime list. Oh, that was. I thought my I thought my computer shut down. Yeah, my number one anime is honestly like no cap, Date Alive. Like, and so that's really like I said for more nostalgia purposes. Really, like it was the first series that I decided to watch on my own. Oh, it's no problem, bro. Don't worry about it. No sweat. But yeah, it was the first series that I decided to watch on my own, right? Like, I decided to pick it up and just. There was no recommendation for it for me, right? Like, no one told me to watch it, no one told me anything about it. I went into it completely blind. And with the name, like, Date Alive, I didn't expect much out of it, right? I was like, yeah, this looks interesting. And I watched it, and then I binge watched all three seasons. Like, just I picked up right season one, episode one, and I binge watched all the way till season three, the end of season three, which is about 34 episodes because season two is only 10 episodes. And then I decided to look on, you know, some of the websites, and I found the two OVAs, and I found the movie, and I was like, yes, this is amazing. Like, I'm glad that I found this, right? So that's why that's my number one. Is it like the best series I've ever seen? No, not at all. The best series so far that I have seen, right, in the like year and a half, 2 years that I've been watching anime, is Attack on Titan. But my anime list is also very, very short, so I don't don't have too many really to compare to it, right? That have been just absolutely amazing. But Attack on Titan is like overall the best series that I've watched, but it's not my favorite. It's my second favorite. So my first favorite, right, is still just it's gonna be Date Alive probably forever, right? Because of just the whole nostalgia of it, right? Even when I watch it now on these, because I've seen that series a little bit too often. Like sometimes I'm just bored and I'm like, I'll just rewatch it, right? And it's been a while since I've done that, but because now I'm just rewatching the episodes on the channel, right? Hoping for the release of the season 4 trailer. It's like we got the profile picture for my channel. I'm gonna be real with you. I have no idea where it's from. Like, my buddy sent it to me. I found it funny because it's just an anime girl with a gun, and I decided to put it as my channel uh, profile picture, right? But I don't know if it's from anything specific, and at least right, my channel's not that big, right? So I don't really have to worry about I don't have to worry about whoever drew that being like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Right? Like, but I have been reaching out to I've been reaching out to people on like Fiverr and just some of my friends who could draw, right, to see if I can get like an actual logo for my channel because I am not artistically inclined, or at least like drawing wise, right? I actually really love to write. That is aside from YouTube, that is my other hobby, right? I love writing. I am currently I mentioned it in the I'm not sure which of the New Year's videos I mentioned it in, but I know I mentioned it in a New Year's video. But I am actually working on something kind of big, right? More for myself, and hopefully eventually, right, like for the channel as the channel continues to grow. We are I don't know, whenever I stream, I'm always just sitting here like, "Oh, I hope I didn't lose hope I didn't lose a sub," because a few times where I've streamed I'll lose like 1 or 2 subs because I don't know, they just don't enjoy it. No, we're still at 269. Nice. I love how I'm still notified whenever I'm streaming. It's hilarious. But but yeah, I am actually currently, as kind of corny as it sounds, writing a novel. I I got as far as like chapter 3 in the novel, right? But and then I sort of like look back on it and read it because I was more just focusing on trying to just get it on paper, right? It's one of those situations where I was just like I just need to get done. I just need to write. Hey, what's up, bro? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. But yeah, like I was really focused on just trying to write it, just get something down on paper, right? Or, not on paper, but on my laptop, right? On my on a Microsoft Word. And I got as far as chapter 3. I was about all of the chapters are about 20 to 24 pages, right? So I think I was at like 71 pages of writing, right? No, yeah, right. That's what that's what I want to know, right? But the first stream I did on this channel, I went from, I think we were at like 225 at that point, right? And then I checked again and we were at like 223 and I was like, "Oh, okay. Neat. Appreciate it," right? But we're at 269, we're 31 away. Opinions on the UK. Are you talking about like, just the country, or like is there something going on the is there something going on in the UK that I'm not aware of right now? Because the country itself, I eventually want to go visit it, right? I love to travel and I want to travel, so I would love to go visit the UK. Uh, yes, actually, England. Yeah, I want to go visit England. Definitely go visit. What are some of the landmarks over there? Like Big Ben, I think is one of them, right? The big clock tower, right? And uh, London, right? I do want to travel, and I do want to visit the UK, England, because the UK is made up of a bunch of different uh, states, I guess, right? I don't know. I'm not very geographically inclined. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend if I'm coming off offensive, but but yeah, I would love to go visit one day. And yes, the novel I'm writing does have a title. Uh, it's right now. Right now it's just a placeholder title, right? But right now it's just called The Abyss, and I'm having a whole lot of fun writing it. And it's really just a passion project for me, right? And who knows if I'll ever actually. Oh, nice. It's Forgive me if I'm wrong, but is it Wales? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I was about to say that Wales, Ireland, Scotland, and England. Bet. I've never visited Japan. The only countries I've been to so far are obviously the U.S., where I'm at, and Mexico, but that's just to visit family. So I go into like Mexico, right? Like I don't go to like Cabo San Lucas or like any of the touristy areas. Like I go to like Mexico, right? Like like Michoacan, like like we're just out in the cuts. And hey, appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you a lot, man. I have not visited Japan, but I've been to Korea. I was in Korea for about a year, and I loved South Korea a lot. I loved the people, loved the food, loved the culture. Everyone I met over there was just super polite. I have a few friends over there that I'm planning on going to visit this summer. If, world situation pending. But I do have a list of like countries I want to visit, right? Japan is one of them. The UK is one of them. France. Uh, some of the Nordic countries, right? Like Sweden, Norway. Uh, yeah, 270. Again, I appreciate you, bro. Man, sheesh. This is, man, so much for a shorter stream, right? Nah, I'm having fun, so I'm probably just going to continue streaming. But there's still a lot of countries that I want to go visit, right? Hopefully the world situation gets a bit better as time goes on, and we're able to start traveling again, right? I'm going to Mexico again in probably in April because I get home in March, and I know my family's gonna want to spend time with me for a little bit because I haven't been home in over a year, and I haven't seen any of my family in about a year, and at that point it'll be like a year and a half. But I know they're gonna want to spend time with me, so I'll probably be home for about a month or so, and then me and my dad are probably gonna go to Mexico, visit my grandparents. The COVID situation here is it could be better. Could be better. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, bro. I had a lot of plans for 2020, and they all just didn't happen because of the world situation, right? Like 2020 was wild. Like was any of that real? It felt like we were just in a simulation. Like we're just someone was playing The Sims, and they just had a little bit too much fun messing with us. Like really, how's it over there in England? Because I know over here, right, it kind of varies by state. Like some states are still doing lockdowns and all that. Some states are distributing the vaccine and everything. Dang. Yeah, I think my state is not the state that I'm currently in, right, but the state that I'm from is doing pretty much a lockdown period. So, or at least last time I heard from my parents, right, they're they're still not allowing people to go anywhere unless it's like an emergency or something like that. Ah, man, who'd have thunk, right? Like, 4 mil. Sheesh. That, that sounds like a lot to me. That's yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds like a lot. I'm actually I'm actually scheduled to get the vaccine sometime next week as well, so that'll be good. just just get it over with, right? Like with the job I have, I get vaccinated for everything. Like it's I can't wait to go back home and like never have to get vaccinated because they lost my records and like, hey, you didn't get vaccinated for this. It's like, yes, I did. It's like, no. It's like I remember going like, no, you didn't. Go again. I'm just like, oh, okay, sounds good. I know, right? This is the most active stream that I've had. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. I love being able to talk to y'all. I love being able to like, No, yeah. I mean, I guess that also makes sense in a way too, right? Got to get the people that are, highest risk vaccinated first, right? Because as far as my knowledge of it goes, right, it's still not perfect, right? Like with every vaccine, like there's still a bit of a chance that you're gonna get. Yeah, that'll probably be how it goes. Got to make sure my phone is. Yeah, I still got good enough battery life. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the software update doesn't just like force itself onto my phone midstream. Uh, if it does, then the camera is just gonna cut out, but I'll still be here. uh, it's because I'm in the military, so you know it was kind of just like a hey, like, do you want it? And I was like, sure, why not? Like, like yeah, give me the vaccine. Like just like I said, I've been vaccinated for like everything under the sun. Like just give me the vaccine. I don't care. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, being in the military's been it's been an interesting ride. Very very interesting. Don't get me wrong, I got a very cushy desk job, right? But doesn't that comes with its own separate line of nonsense you have to go through. It's funny though because I originally was trying to come in as like a different job, right? But then during the recruitment stage, they were just like, "Hey, we're gonna medically disqualify you," and I was like, "What? Why?" Yeah, you got a point, bro. Definitely got a point. our, our bigger but a lot younger brother. Yep. Again, I appreciate the support, bro. Uh, it always means a lot, and it's at least easier to like deal with virtually rather than like whenever I have to go off post in uniform and people are like, "Oh, thank you for your service." I'm always just sitting there like, "Ah, thanks." Like I don't know, it's very hard to uh, respond to that. At least for me, right? I'm always just sitting there like I have a desk job. Like sure, I was in South Korea for a year, right? I was stationed there, but I was just having fun. Like I was just going out to Seoul every weekend. Like I was hanging out with my boys. I made a lot of friends with a lot of the Katusas. I wonder if one of them is on here. Kim, if you're on here, you're probably not on here because it's probably at work actually. Because it's 15-hour time difference from here, or something like that. No, yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I really do appreciate all the support and everything. I do appreciate you guys. Also, right, sticking on the channel. Kind of just did this as a. I started this channel really just to kind of get my mind off things and just have a bit of fun being able to just sit, chat with y'all. Hey, nice. I'm not sure how. So you're trying to go in as like an officer? Not really too familiar with the UK's rank structure or anything like that, but I would always, at least for the U.S., right? For anyone considering joining the military in the U.S., I always would tell them like, go ahead and do it, right? But do your research on what job you want, because the recruiters are there to just get people in. They will just get you a job. No, yeah, I figured it would probably be a bit similar, right? Because like for me, when I got my job, that you do, that you do. I will say that that you do. No, yeah, it's in our history as well, right? Like we, the military powers. Oh dang. Well, big respect to all your grandparents, fam. Favorite OP and ED. Hmm. Dang, that's oof. Right now, I would have to say my favorite ED because it's just such a vibe. Was the first half of Jujutsu Kaisen for like the first half that came out because the that ED is just a vibe. You're just vibing out to it. Favorite anime opening? That would have to be between. Oh sheesh, yeah. Good night, bro. Take care of yourself, man. You have a good night. I'm my name is Gustavo, right? I'm assuming your name's Matthew. So you have a good night, Matthew. And yeah, dude, Jujutsu Kaisen, that ED was it's a vibe, bro. And favorite OP has to be the first. It's between the first OP for what's it called? Attack on Titan. See you later, bro. But yeah, the first OP for Attack on Titan, right, for season 1. That was that or was it season 2? The you hope you guys enjoy my horrible singing voice, right? But the whole like sasageyo sort of thing, right? I don't know the name of it, but I know I love that OP as well. I think it's season 2 for Attack on Titan. Man, OPs ED was a lot easier to answer because the OPs I have a lot of them that I love. Also love Cruel Angel Thesis. I think that's the name of it, right? For Neon Genesis, because that OP's a bop. I I I really dig that OP. As well as yes, yeah, appreciate it, bro. uh, let me see. Or Data Live, the season 2 OP, season 1 OP. For Data Live, I enjoyed season 3 for Data Live, right? But just the animation shift was just so jarring. Like, I just got so used to the like darker palettes and a little bit more of like a mature art style, right? And then JC staff picked it up and it was just made a little bit more cartoony, right? The the colors were very vibrant. The colors popped out a lot more, right? And I was just sitting there like, I I kind of hope it's not JC staff picking it up for season 4, you know? But that's just me. What's your favorite OP, bro? Because like I said, mine's in between those four, right? The Data Live season 1, uh, season 2 OP. Roger, bro. Why Tupac? but but yeah, like yeah. Sorry, that threw me for a loop. Season 1 OP for Attack on Titan, the season 2 OP for Attack on Titan, Data Live season 1, or Neon Genesis Evangelion. Jujutsu Kaisen is like, top ED, but for OPs it's a bit harder for me to say. The Jujutsu Kaisen OP is also really good. I haven't seen Haikyuu, so I'm gonna take your word for it that it's pretty good. Woo. Yeah, the stream has gone on for a whole lot longer than I intended it to, right? Meant it to be just a little bit more of a shorter stream, but I appreciate you guys sticking on. I appreciate you guys chatting with me. Uh, had a lot of had some interesting people show up on the stream earlier on, and again, Straw Hat, I appreciate all of the support. I appreciate just the fact you've been here since like the beginning. You've only read the Black Clover manga? Bet. I heard I heard one of the channels that I watched talking about it. It's the Spade Kingdom arc or something like that, right? I'm only on like episode 13, I think. Because it's a series that like I've kind of like I said, I tried to do too much on this channel when I first started, and it led it to be very confusing, very, very just all over the place. So there's series that I've started, like on the channel that I I went like months in between not doing videos for, right? Which is why I'm trying to like really like get a good schedule for everything. Yeah, I could see it. Oh shit! Hey, what's up? What's up, Beastly? Appreciate you, man. Wherever you gotta go, hope you stay safe. But that was why I got 6 viewers and then immediately dropped back down to 5. But I've enjoyed I've definitely enjoyed Black Clover so far. I can't tell if that was like, yeah, that's outside my door. the way the way this building is set up and the way that sound travels here, it's a bit weird. Because sometimes it sounds like it's outside my door, but it's like up here, and it gets kind of confusing because I'm just sitting there like, are they telling me to be quiet? I don't feel like I'm being that loud. Since you're still on here, bro, like what's your favorite series, bro? Because I talked to you about mine, right? Overall, best series I've seen is Attack on Titan, and my favorite series is Data Live, right? So, what are yours? And this is a question for the four people on here, right? What are your favorite series? Ooh, nice. One Piece. I can respect that. Again, having another series I haven't seen, but I know is very, very well loved, very well respected. But that like a thousand plus that thousand plus episode list definitely is a bit can get to be a bit, what's it called, intimidating because a thousand episodes is a lot to sit through. Fairy Tale, Bleach, nice, nice. Solid list so far, my guy. Black Clover, Attack on Titan, yeah, nice. Seems like a pretty solid top five to me. I can respect that. I guess I'll write my top five up here too, right? So, do do do. Date. Oh, hello. I hate when I accidentally like mispress something and my computer just like spazzes out on me. Two is Jesus. I should be good at typing. No, yeah, I feel like that's probably the case, right? I feel like that's why it has such a good following, right? I know the story for it is probably amazing, especially if it's gone on for as long as it has and is still like as loved as it is. It's probably something I would have to watch on my own though, because I don't think I would ever catch up if I did that on the channel. Like that would be quite the it'd be man, it'd be quite the series to have on the channel. I know a lot of different channels have done it, right? But oh boy, that's a lot of recording because that is a series. That is a series and a half. Like it's a very very long list of episodes. But I'll definitely see if I could check it out on my own time. Three is I I know I mentioned it earlier, right? How this is my this is my number three, just because of how feel good and just cute it was. So Tonakawa Over the Moon for You is my number three. Uh, my number four is The Rising of the Shield Hero. I am so excited for season 2, and I am also so excited for season 3 because if I remember right, they got all 3 seasons or the next 2 seasons approved at the same time. So, that's going to be great. And then Toradora. That is my top 5. Currently, right? Obviously, it is all subject to change as I start going down and deeper into the rabbit hole that is anime. so far my favorite like anime movies definitely have to be I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. That's just that movie, man. That movie took me out for like a day or two. Yeet. Yeah, it's a pretty. I remember, I sent that to my buddy because he asked me. He was like, "Hey, what are your top five?" Right, and he was like offended that I put Data Live over Attack on Titan. And I was just like, "Hey, man, hey, it's just me, all right." Like, but yeah, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas took me out for like a while. Yeah, yeah. I feel like aside from Attack on Titan, the other like biggest series on my top five is The Rising of the Shield Hero, and then I don't know. I don't know which one would be bigger. Probably Data Live because it has a whole lot of content. Like Data Live has an insane amount of content for as like I guess obscure of a series it is, right? Because it is and it isn't obscure. It is because I've talked to a lot of people about it and they're just like I've never heard about that show before in my life, right? But like it has right 3 seasons, right? 34 episodes. It has two OVAs. It has a movie. It has two short films that came out right for Data Bullet. It has the mobile game that I play fairly consistently. Uh, it has, I think it has a few like PlayStation games as well, and then the light novel, obviously, and then season four is approved, but who knows when we're gonna get the when we're finally gonna get the trailer, and Kadokawa decides to stop teasing us with it. Is it? They'll just randomly push out something Data Live, right? And we're just sitting there like, oh, is that? And that's not it. You just pushed out the OP. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you for getting my hopes up, Kadokawa. And also thank you for hardly ever claiming my videos. I think the light novel has ended, if I'm remembering right. I think they completed the light novel. I haven't been able to read it right, but I'm waiting for the actual like legitimate English translation to be released, which again I think is coming out next month. If I'm remembering right, I read the article on it a while ago, like months ago, so I could be wrong in when it's getting released. But like I actually want to like buy it, right? I don't want to just be, you know, I don't want to put on my pirate hat or anything like that for that. I want to actually buy it. I want to get like physical copies, right? Because I love this series. Hopefully, eventually, you guys will be able to do that with my novel as well. Potentially. I'll be probably at the end of this year posting a little bit more of an update for that, right? I get it. My bitrate is low, YouTube. You do not have to remind me every 2 seconds. But all I know is that in the light novel, the characters are a little bit different, right? As I think it tends to be. Because like even in Nisekoi and Nisekoi and the quintessential quintuplets, right? The characters are obviously they still keep them very similar, but the characters are a little bit different in the manga, right? They're just always going to be a little bit more. No, yeah. If you want, I can kind of talk about it a little bit, right? Uh, because right now, like I said, right, I wrote about 3 chapters of it because I'm writing it more like traditional novel style, I guess. And I wrote about 3 chapters, so I was about 71, 72 pages in, and I kind of I went back and I read through it, and I was like, This is kind of a bit of a jumbled mess because I was more focused on just trying to get it on paper, right? And so I went back and I started working on like the lore and actually building the world and everything, right? So basically, the story itself is a little bit generic, I guess, if I'm being completely honest. But the story itself is going to focus around the main character, right, and his, the group of people that he hangs out with. Obviously, the main character, his name is Saul, and basically the first chapter starts off with him having having like an exaggerated memory as a nightmare, right? Because as a kid, his family was assassinated because in this world, right, there are there are seven different gods that are basically like the kings and queens of different kingdoms, right? They are, you know, they're deities, but they're also royalty, right? And Sol, his parents worked and met each other as the advisors for Moira. She's the goddess of the sun and goddess of death, right? And I decided to, make her that because, in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of interesting, right? Having that dynamic because when you think of the sun, you think of life, right? You think that, like, oh, the sun gives you life, right? The sun gives you warmth, and then just juxtaposed, right? She's also the goddess of death. And, but she's a very well loved goddess, but you know, there's stuff happening in the background, right? Residue of a war before their time, pretty much, right? And because of that, someone has been plotting. One of the old gods, he's been in hiding and basically plotting his revenge. And he knows that some of the biggest obstacles to him getting what he wants are going to be Muera and basically her advisors, who at this point, right, they're retired. They just live in a very cozy little home, uh, just very out of the way, right? And Soul's family gets assassinated when he's a kid, right? And he's just out hunting. He comes back and everyone's murked. But since he's the runt of the family, right? He was born with like pretty much no powers, and because of that, his family did what they could to kind of hide him, right? They kept him under the rug because there's high expectations for their family, right? And they didn't want to put that on him. And he goes, and that's kind of how the novel starts, right? Because it's a bit he's having a flashback, right? But it's more of a nightmare, and we just kind of go and follow him on his journey to grow up, right? He eventually starts uh, to realize, like, hey, the only way that this is going to stop, the only way that my life is going to get any better is, you know, if I just try to. It's hard to explain, right? The more I talk about it, the more I really want to get deep into it, but I also kind of don't because I kind of want to. I'll just I will start rambling on for like hours, right? But basically, Cliff Notes, the story centered around Soul and his group of people as they pretty much go on a journey to, you know, it's it's a situation where Soul ends up, you know, quote unquote, saving the world. Well, that's not his goal. He's not he's not some hero, right? He doesn't think of himself as a hero. He's not doing it out of any self-righteous sort of like I want to save the world sort of thing, right? He's doing it because one, the people that are getting in his way so happen to be working for the old god, and it's just as he goes through it, right, he starts realizing, like, you know what? He realizes who kind of orchestrated all of the bad things that have been happening to him in his life because Soul has been through it. Uh, where I got to, or where I've thought to in the point in the novel, right, is like at this point, Soul has lost his family twice. He lost his actual family, which is his mom, his dad, his two brothers, and his sister. Right, they were assassinated when he was a kid, when he was a child. He went and he ran to basically this elderly couple, right? And they took him in. They were like family friends of his family, right? And that's where he grew up to be 18 years old. And that's where the story actually starts, right? Is on his 18th birthday. And then bam, they're pretty much assassinated as well, right? They're killed again. And he runs to his old family home and he almost gets killed. And he gets saved by because the gods in this world, their generals are their angels, right? So he gets saved by the angel that was closest to his family. His name is Fel. Um, and Fel shows up, saves him, right? Introduces him to her name's Juliet. She's going to be his first love interest, right? And actually ends up becoming his wife. And he just goes through a lot. He suffers many many losses within the first few chapters. Like you feel like just talking about it doesn't do it justice, right? But you start to feel for him a lot. Like he eventually starts to meet up with different characters. You see him grow, you see him kind of become the character that I want him to be, right? And like I said, just kind of talking about it doesn't really do it justice. I feel like it's kind of confusing the way I'm speaking about it, right? But I don't want to give away too much of it. But basically, it's just the journey of someone who's really been through it and just wants to live a normal life. And again, he's not trying to be a hero. He's not trying to be remembered for anything, right? He doesn't care about any of that. He doesn't care about the glitz, the glamour. He's grown up seeing really just how bad the world is, right? Grew up in poverty, grew up losing everything more than once, and he just wants to be able to live his life. And he also wants a little bit of revenge, right? That's not going to be the main focal point of the story, right? The whole revenge scheme, because I feel like that's been kind of played out, and if you make that the main focal point of a story, it's very lackluster. Like if the whole point of your story is just like revenge, revenge is bad, right? Like that was my biggest gripe with like The Last of Us 2, right? Is that was the whole just it was just this weird revenge story that I feel like they could have done so much better with, right? Not saying that I'm a better writer than any of the people who worked on The Last of Us 2, right? Because it was still really good. I still really enjoyed the game. But I feel like just making revenge the main point of your story kind of waters it down a little bit, at least in my opinion, right? He really just wants normalcy, right? He wants to, obviously avenge his parents' death, and he wants to stop the suffering, right? And a lot of it is actually out of his hands. Because in this world, fate, destiny, and all of that, right, is unchangeable. Like, whatever fate or destiny says you're going to do in this world, you do. And that is why we also have, in this world, right, that I'm making, is the seamstresses. That's what they're called. And they're pretty much like like in Greek mythology, right? How you have the God, what are they called? I don't. Oh, why am I drawing a blank right now? I'm a big history nerd. Why can't I remember what they're called? But pretty much like they are in control of fate. They are in control of just making sure that what fate says happens in a timely manner. Even without them, it's still going to happen. But Soul's fate is just one that he really wants to escape from but can't, and one that he doesn't know about. And it's just he's it's funny because he's not even like my favorite character in the series. My favorite character is one of the one of the generals for the old god. Like, she is one of my favorite characters I've ever written, because I write a lot of short stories. I write a lot of like poetry, a lot of everything, right? I love to write. And she's definitely one of my favorite characters that I've ever come up with, just because of how crafty she is. Like, so many things that happen in the novel, right, are because of her. She's sitting there in the background pulling all the strings. Everyone is just her puppet. Granted, right, it's still fate guiding her, like in the background, right? But she's orchestrating so much. And she also doesn't really have any loyalty to the old god. She was forced into that position. So, just to stay alive, right? She feigns loyalty to him, right? But she has her own agenda. She has her own plan. And I just every time I like write a scene with her, like that's when I get like the creative juices flowing, right? That's when I'm sitting there knocking everything out and just having a whole lot of fun writing it. Again, just kind of talking about it like this doesn't really do it justice. Who knows, maybe as I start to get deeper into the story and I finally flesh out a little bit more of the world and kind of like the magic system and everything, right? Because right now I'm more so working on the lore workbook of it, right? Where I'm writing out the different gods, what they do, what was their role during the the ancient war, right? Right now I'm working on the magic system, the different countries, the different like races and species of people, right? Like, I'm definitely fleshing out a lot more of the world right now rather than actually sitting down and writing the story, because I feel like as I start to get the world built out a little more, it's going to be a lot easier for me to interweave it with the story to make it more cohesive, because that's where those 3 chapters really lacked, right? Is cohesiveness. They were cohesive in a way where like it was a continuation, right? Like there was still continuity to it, but it wasn't a situation where it made too much sense because there was not really any background knowledge, right? It was more so just like, yeah, he went and he did this and this happened. We don't know why it happened, but it happened, right? Like, there's magic in this world, but I'm not gonna explain how it works, right? There's just magic and he knows it, right? Like, but the actual like big picture that I have in my head is something that I'm very excited to do, and hopefully eventually, right, I have enough confidence to like maybe read a chapter on stream or something like that, right? But that's not going to be for a while because I still got to finish the lore workbook and got to build out the world a little bit more. I did put it down for a little bit, right, because I was suffering from really bad writer's block. That's the thing about writing, is that you can really, really get into it, and then just out of nowhere, you just sit there and you're like, oh, I don't know how to write this next sentence. And then it just turns into like, you think about it, and you think about it for like a week, and that week turns into 2 weeks, and you're just sitting there like, I don't know how to structure this. Alright, what are your questions, bro? I don't mind talking about this. Oof. So yeah, this live stream has gone on for hour and 40 minutes. I can definitely see why people get lost just streaming. So by the time this is done, I'm probably not going to be able to record or upload. So hopefully you guys are satisfied with this. So it wasn't the old god that killed his family, right? It technically was, right? He gave the order to do it, but the old god, he, for the first few, like, for the first book at least, right? Because I want to make it like a trilogy. For the first book, he is very much so in the background. He's mentioned a few times here and there in like some of the chapters, right? You know he exists. You know that he's, bad and that he's alive. You know that he is currently the ruler of the kingdoms, right? Because the new gods were captured because he pretty much staged a coup and, rallied the forces and everything, right? He had been plotting for a very, very long time, getting everything set how he wanted it to be set, right? Because he's a lot smarter than, you know, most of the people in this world that I'm building, right? He is very much so a skilled tactician. He knows what he's doing and he knows how to get it done. So he was able to, overthrow basically the seven kingdoms, and he his first step to doing that though was getting rid of the advisors for Muera, which was Sol's family. And, you know, for perspective, right, they aren't a weak family. Like they were they were the advisors to her for a reason. Sol's mom was is one of the few people like in the history of the world that I'm building, right, that has an affinity for all six of the natural magics in that world, right? And like a very strong affinity for all six of the natural magic system in that world. And like she was not someone to be messed with, right? She was kind, she was caring, she was loving, and she was compassionate. But you did not want to make her mad. And whatever Moira told her to do, she would do it, whether she thought it was right or she thought it was wrong, right? So his name is Sol, right? Sol. Basically, the sun, right? And his name actually plays a pretty big name in the series, right? Because Sol, like Soul, is also kind of another way that his name is taken in that series, as well as Son, right? Like because Sol means sun, but sun also means sun, right? And he is basically the last son of his family because his brothers got axed, his sister got axed, his dad and his mom got axed, so he's the last son. And basically, right, the when Soul meets the one, the actual person who axed his family, let's just say it does not end well. Yes, they live in that country because they're they were her advisors, and basically Soul's dad and Soul's mom, right? Soul's dad was more of like just a physical specimen, right? Like he was very very talented and skilled in hand-to-hand combat, in weapon combat. He was good at smithing, like he was just a physical specimen. His magic also wasn't anything to be, sneezed at or anything like that, but in terms of like just physical ability, he was that guy, right? And Soul's parents really kind of started getting closer to each other as they started working with Muera, the goddess of the sun and the goddess of death. And they eventually decided like, hey, they kind of wanted to stop all of the, you know, they kind of just wanted to stop living in that stress, right? Of sometimes having to do things for the quote unquote greater good that they didn't agree with, right? They still loved and respected the goddess, but they also just kind of wanted to live, again, normalcy, right? They wanted a normal life. So the goddess very begrudgingly, but she respected them enough to do it right, let them go, and she set them up with a small house just out in the kind of like the countryside of the town, right? She just set him up with a very like nice little cottage, just gave him peace, right? And Sol is the third child, right? Because he had uh, two older brothers and a younger sister, and they all live in Moira's country. And which is why also I'm writing, the lore workbook, right? Because they travel to the different countries, right, as the series progresses. And I want to make sure that I focus on developing the different culture in the different areas. Yeah, cuz Soul has a taste of normalcy, right, for a little bit, right? Cuz growing up for cuz basically everything kicks off right for him when he's 8 years old. That's when his family gets, axed, right? And he that's when he runs over to, the family friends and they take care of him for 10 years. So really for 8 years he had normalcy and then it was taken away from him. And then he had a little bit less normalcy when he uh, you know, was living with the family that is introduced in the first chapter, right? They're called you know, that's why the first chapter is named The Family of the Sky, right? Because the his adoptive parents are named Strella and Lunor, right? Basically, he's the sun, his adoptive mom is the stars, and his adoptive dad is the moon, right? For no real particular reason, right? I kind of liked the way it sounded, right? I might end up making it mean something later on, but for now, I just like the way it sounded, right? And then having them be the family of the skies. But for 10 years, he had pretty much a sense of normalcy. Granted, he was living a much harder life because they weren't necessarily the most well off, right? Like, Soul would every now and then go, you know, with his adoptive dad out on like the little adventures he would go on, right? And then he would work in the store that they owned. Like, he didn't necessarily live too easy of a life. He never really had any good clothes, anything like that the normal kids in the town would have. But it was still a little bit more of a sense of normalcy. At this point, right, the old god had already taken over, so it's a little bit more of a dystopia, right? Like the guards are, not the not the most they don't have the most integrity, right? Like and it's a situation where, you know, even though it sucks, he's happy he's safe, he's happy his family's safe, and he's happy that, you know, he's just content living a normal life. And then again, as soon as it's taken away from him that time, he like never gets it back. That's when his destiny, his fate, really grabs a hold of him, right? Because Soul is a very important person in this world, for one reason or another, right? That I don't want to really get into too much because that's a little bit kind of spoilery. No, yeah, I really enjoy world building and like everything like that in series as well, which is why I kind of stopped focusing on writing like the novel itself and started working on the lore a lot more, right? Is because I want to make it good. Like I am putting I am going to put like my heart and my soul into this series, right? Like no pun intended. But like I'm going to put everything I can into the series to make it good, right? And what will make it really good is good world building. Like all seven of the different countries, right? Because they're ruled by a different god with different beliefs and, you know, who rules over different things. is going to have a different culture. Because at the end of the day, they're going to have, you know, I guess different things that they worship, right? And it's going to be it's going to be hard. It's going to be a little bit difficult really fleshing all that out, but it's going to be a lot of fun because I do really enjoy writing, right? I don't necessarily write poetry anymore, which kind of sucks for me because I used to really love writing poetry. It's what really helped me get through a lot of the more rough times in my life, right? But I turned a lot more to like just writing short stories and everything like that as I started getting older, and now I'm actually working on like a full. So yes, this is the longest thing I've decided to sit down and write, right? Uh, and it's funny because this is actually when I sat down and started writing it, right, I realized that this is basically one of the other short stories that I've written that was a little bit longer. I think I got to like 50 pages on it, right, before I ended it. And it was pretty much the same thing, right? It was just very much so not fleshed out and it was very sped up. It was more so just like the beginning and then the ending, right? And what I what I'm really excited for, right, is building out kind of Soul's ability, right? Like just what he's capable of, right? Because he's the runt of their family, but he's, quote unquote, the runt of their family, right? If we talk about just how he is normally, yeah, he's the weakest one. But if we talk about like latent ability, right, that's when it's a bit different. And again, I don't really it. That's the thing, right? It's hard for me to like talk about it and then not just like spoil everything, because I've already thought through this, till the end. But I do want to build this like the world before I start writing down any of the actual story again, right? Because I want to make this good, right? Like I want to make this great. Like this and my YouTube channel are going to be my biggest creative outlets, right? And I'm going to have a whole lot of fun with it. Like if you would when I started this channel, right, if you would have told me that I would have hit 270, I would have laughed at you. So, yeah, his dad was a physical specimen, right? Like his dad is very strong physically, right? But he's also fairly strong with his magic. But Soul's mom is definitely, I guess, to think about it as like a matriarchal society, right? Because Soul's mom was the strongest one in their household. Yeah, Soul's mom was the strongest one in their household because she was one of the few people who held an affinity in all six of the magic system that's in this world, right? Because in this world there's three different types of magic, right? There's there's the natural magic, right? Which is light, dark, wind, heat, water, and kind of like earth magic, right? So those are the six, like, natural magics. And then there's acquired magic. What that what that means is that if you aren't born with an affinity for any of the like, you know, six naturally occurring magic in this world, you can learn it. Granted, it's weaker, right? Because when you learn it, you have to be near like a naturally occurring source of the magic, right? So, like someone with a natural affinity to water magic, right? If they're out in the desert, right, they can pull from within themselves, right? They have the energy, they have the magic within them, right? So if they're out in the desert, they can, pour themselves a cup of water real quick, just out of thin air, right? Someone who learns how to use water magic, right, through acquired magic, he would be SOL. Unless he finds a source of water, because he wouldn't be able to do anything with it, because he needs to be near a naturally occurring area of said magic, right? And then there's the lost magic, or the forbidden magic, which is fire magic, lightning, and or electricity, right? And blood magic. And you know, it's real interesting thing, right? And I'm having so much fun writing this. So I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I'm having so much fun writing this. Yeah, I would love for you to read it if when I get a little bit deeper into it, right? Who knows? Maybe I'll, as I finish a chapter. Yeah. So basically, right, the gods that currently rule the kingdoms right now in the world, right? They are the quote unquote new gods. The old gods were a bunch of not so good people, right? And basically, the new gods kind of took over from them, right? They staged a coup, you know, axed all of them except for one who was able to kind of slink away and hide and plot. And what the old gods did is that they created at first those three magics, right? The blood magic, the fire magic, and electricity magic, right? The old gods created those basically just for war. There was They were introduced as something good, right? Like blood magic was originally supposed to meet like was presented as like really strong healing magic, right? Basically, you were able to like heal any wound with just like a drop of blood, right? Or you would be able to remove poison from people's blood and stuff like that, right? That was not the case. That was not what it was used for. Originally, it was, but the thing with the forbidden magic, right, is that it starts to eat away at its user. The more someone uses it, the more of a toll it takes on their body, and the more they start to lose their mind as the magic itself kind of starts to take control of them, right? They eventually just become mindless and just go on a rampage until basically all of their physical form or all of their energy is used up, and then they just, you know, go out in a brilliant explosion, right? Like, or they just dissipate, right? It's the I I have fleshed of everything that I've written so far. I have fleshed out the lost or forbidden magic the most, right? Uh, blood magic was the most lethal, right? Like, it was used to just like like that, just axe someone, right? Uh, fire magic was the most destructive, just the most wasn't necessarily the most lethal, right? It was more used as like, just to cause massive amounts of damage at one time. And then it's just it like I said, I'm having a lot of fun writing this. And I'm glad you're interested in it, right? I'm glad that you seem like you would want to read it, cuz that makes me feel a lot better about the story. Yes. Yes. The lost magic, right? All of the natural magics, the six different affinities, right, that people in the world could have now are basically remnants of the lost magic, right? As the new gods worked to kind of get rid of the, lost or forbidden magic, it gave birth to the six that they have now, right? So they're all overall much weaker than, the parent affinities is also what they're known as, right? Uh, like I said, with fire magic being the most destructive, uh, the blood magic being the most deadly or most lethal, and the electricity magic being like a good combination of the two, right? And people are, as time went on, right, people were still born with the parent affinities, right, but their numbers very much so started to decrease, like rapidly, right, as the new gods worked to kind of get rid of it. Currently, there are three characters in the novel, right, that hold at least one of the lost magic. Not at least that hold one of the lost magic, right? Like they, if you were to hold all three, like your body would just like collapse in on itself. But like the there are three different characters that hold the parent affinities. One, I want to be a very big surprise for people who end up reading this, right? Like one, it's gonna one of them is gonna catch people way off guard. They're gonna be like, "What? Really? Okay." The other two are probably gonna be a little bit more expected. One is still gonna, one of the two is still gonna be a little bit more like, oh dang, kind of expected it, but still surprised, right? And then the other one is gonna be like, yeah, I saw that coming. But no, you cannot. Like the because the the way you learn magic, right, is basically through training. You you can acquire the magic through training and through studying. And the new gods did everything they could to remove basically any sort of studies of the parent affinities, right? They did everything they could to just uh, get rid of any sort of knowledge of it, right? So that way it could just, because if you were to if you were to be able to learn or acquire blood magic, right? Granted, it would be weaker as if you were to be born with it, born with the affinity for it. You would always, always be around at least one source of that magic, and you would be fairly OP. Like you would be fairly overpowered. Like it just you'd be a monster, right? Like but yeah, like the magic system, I've been having a whole lot of fun writing, and uh, that one character that I said is like my favorite character I've ever written. She holds an affinity for four of the six affinities, right, which is still in itself very, very, very rare. No, yeah, yeah, because there's actually I didn't mention them because they're more, I guess, what's it called? Uh, uh, Trying to think of the right word. Exclusive to the what's it called? To like the generals, right? The angels of the new gods and the angels of the old gods. Uh, there's two different types of divine magic that you can have, right? Divination is the divine magic, right? The holy magic, the good, the basically the magic of the new gods, right? That they pretty much bestow on their angels. And damnation is basically the same thing, but for the old gods. And both have a completely different effect on their angels, right? Like, the new gods basically just they give them the magic right, and then they turn into an angel. It's a long process, but they don't feel any pain. They pretty much are in a very, very deep sleep as the, divine magic kind of interweaves itself within their body, within their mind, within their, nervous system and everything like that, right? And they're in a state of very, like, blissful deep sleep. And the flip side, the damnation, the, holy divine magic from the old gods is a very painful, very excruciating process. And basically, you have to be in either immense amount of pain, like physically, an immense amount of pain emotionally, or both. Like, it's like I said, the old gods were not the best people. But you know, I'll definitely be introducing a little bit more of that magic system, like halfway through the novel with one of the angels for Moira, basically the only angel left for the new gods. His name is Fel, right? And he acts like another kind of pseudo father figure for Soul as well, because he was really close friends. Fel, the angel, was really close friends with Soul's family, right? Because he was an angel of Moira, so he worked very closely with his parents when they were the advisors for the goddess. So he was there when Soul was born, and he would help take care of him every now and then, right? So he was very, very, very relieved to find out that Soul was still alive, right? And he pops in and out throughout the first book, pops in and out throughout the second book. Or, I'm planning on having him, but pop in and out throughout the second book. And then he's pretty much going to be a mainstay in the last book. Because, like I said, I want to make this a little bit like a trilogy, right? And then the angels for the old god are basically his general. Yes and no. He'll be teaching him a lot, but Soul also learns a lot from his first wife. Because like, let's just say his first wife is also not someone to be messed with, right? Again, I don't want to like spoil too much, but like, let's just say his first wife, unbeknownst to him, right, holds a very, very important position in that world, right? That he doesn't know about. And she knows everything that's going to happen to him. Like, she knows his story, she knows his fate, she knows how it ends, right? She knew that they were going to get married, but she wanted it to happen naturally, right? And it did. And for a few chapters, right, you again see Soul live a very comfortable, very normal life for a little bit. As she's teaching him how to, use his magic, she, she shows him what affinities he has. She teaches him how to use the magic, teaches him how to fight, teaches him like good hand-to-hand combat. Basically, she like, whenever they train for like the first, chapter or two, she just beats him. She just like mops the floor with him. Like trial by fire. But Fel also teaches him a lot as the story goes on, right? He's more of a father figure, right? So he teaches him kind of like, for lack of a better word, kind of teaches him how to like be a man, right? Teaches him how to, what men in this world are, expected to do, what is expected of them. Teaches them how to, take care of his people, teaches them different ways to use magic, how to like think out of the box, right? How to be a leader. He teaches them a lot. He's more of like, I guess, a spiritual mentor, right? Rather than like a physical mentor. Still mentors them physically, like, a lot, but more so just kind of, like I said, is more like a father figure to him, right? Sheesh. Let me see. Yeah, dang. I did not anticipate this. I appreciate it though. I love being able to talk about this with people. Right. I don't really ever get the chance to because yeah, yeah, we've been on the stream for a for a minute, 2 hours and 10 minutes. So much for yeah. It's gonna be a short stream, right? Like I said though, I appreciate it, man. I really do. I appreciate being able to sit here and just chat with y'all. It feels a lot more personal, right? It feels a lot more like I'm able to build like actual connections this way rather than just being like, oh yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, right? Like, but yeah, like we're 30 away from 300, man. That is so unreal to me. Like I said, when I started this channel, I I did not think I was gonna pass 100. Like, if we're being completely honest here, right? Like, I did not think that I was going to pass 100 subscribers. And granted, right, I owe a lot, if not all of my subscribers, to Attack on Titan. Like, I owe that show a lot. Like, if you look at all of my top videos on my channel, right, like the playlist I have on my homepage, those is primarily Attack on Titan. Appreciate it, bro. I'm definitely gonna keep it up, man. Like I said, I love doing this. I'm having a lot of fun. Uh, I'm excited to eventually, get home and be able to stream a little bit longer because, like I said, when I go home, I'm gonna be streaming for 3 hours a day, right? It'll either be like chat streams like this or gameplay and stuff like that. Yeah, and you can, Straw Hat, you've been here since 20, right? So you've seen the channel grow as much as I have. Like, it was probably the first episode, right, that you got recommended because that just blew up on me just out of nowhere, right? And I was so surprised. I was like, "What? Okay." Like, I was fascinated that it got as big as it did. And then I just rode that wave up until here, right? We're at 270. We have 36,000 views on the channel. We have over 2,000 hours of watch time. And sure, right? Like, sixth or seventh, so it was like Mikasa, her backstory episode, or the one right after where she figures out that Eren got 8. But man, I'm surprised I remember. I'm surprised I remember that. Nah, I mean, it's a 3-minute video for a reason, right? Like, as soon as I uploaded it and it started gaining traction, production IG claimed the video, so they so I had to trim out most of it. Yep. I figured that one That was such a good episode, bro. Attack on Titan is just, triple S tier, like, storytelling, man. Yeah, I, it's, like I said, it's still believable to me just how far along we've come. And sure, right, there's other channels that started a little bit after me that, have passed me in subs or anything like that, right? And at first, I did kind of start getting a little discouraged, right? Especially when I started seeing my numbers go down, go down a lot. like, like I said, I think my views are down by 50%, and then my watch time is down by like 28, 30% or something like that, right? Like the amount of subscribers that I gain, the amount of subscribers that I lose, like all of that did kind of start to get to me a little bit. And I sat around and I thought about it and I was like, nah, I I'm having a lot of fun with this. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, bro. I really do. A whole lot, man. Like I said, you've been here since the beginning, so you've watched this channel grow as much as I have. That sixth episode of Attack on Titan was like, like the eighth video I uploaded on this channel, man. Like, so you've been here for a while, man. I really do appreciate that a lot. And hopefully, right, my goal is, at first I set myself a little bit of an unrealistic goal, right? And I was like, oh, let's get like, 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And when it didn't happen, I was like, damn. Granted, 2020 was also stressful and I didn't upload for a while, right? Because there was a lot going on in my life and I was I was having a really rough time of it. And now I'm in a much better mood. I have a much better mindset. And now my goal is just to hit 500 subs by the end of this year. And if I don't, I don't. If I do, I do, right? Either way, I'm still going to be uploading. I'm still going to be streaming. I'm still going to be having fun. And I'm going to love every second of it, right? Like, like I said, if you would have told me, right, that I would actually be sitting here and chatting for 2 hours, right, with someone that has been on my channel since the beginning, right, I would have just kind of laughed it off, right? Like, yeah, sure, like, haha, right? Like, if only, right? And now I'm sitting here like, hell yeah, like, this is great. Like, whenever I look at my analytics, right, and I see just where people have seen my videos, where people tend to watch my videos a little bit more, it's always interesting seeing, like, I know the UK is big. Like, I have a lot of viewers, or a lot of views come from the UK. Uh, I appreciate it. They've come from the UK, Indonesia, Japan, the US, France, Germany, the Philippines, Mexico. Like, it just, my views are all over the place, right, in terms of like where people are from, and I love that, right? Like I said earlier in the stream, when people were asking some interesting questions and saying interesting things, for lack of a better word, I am someone who loves everyone, right? I love learning about different cultures. I love learning about different, like, countries, different belief sets, and the fact that I have people from all over the world watching this channel, even if it's only for a few seconds, makes me unbelievably happy. Sorry that this immediately got super sappy. This immediately got super corny, super cheesy. And I'll kind of just stop this right here, at least in terms of this this conversation, right? Like, but I do I do appreciate all of you for getting me to 270. Hopefully we hit 500 by the end of the year. I'm thinking about doing something big for all of like the milestones, right? So like when I hit 100, I did the Pocky one chip challenge, and then but I did two. I did the two chip challenge, which was awful. I'm thinking about doing something like that for 500, right? So I don't know. Something that was interesting to me is that I watched a yeah, yeah, that was pretty painful. You're only yeah, yeah, I bet it was. It was it was in a weird way fun, right? But it was also not fun, especially afterward, right? Because I eat spicy food all the time. Like I love spicy food. Like my family's from Michoacan, right? So even in Mexico, we tend to eat, spicier food, and especially in Michoacan. And like I I grew up with my parents and my grandparents destroying my taste buds at every chance they got. But that's a different type of spice, right? That's like natural spice coming from like, peppers and like, just stuff like that, right? And granted, none of them are like Carolina Reaper or Scorpion Pepper, right? Whatever was in that chip, right? So they aren't already that spicy, but they're still pretty spicy, right? But just eating powdered spice is a bit different. It hurts a little more because that stuff sticks to the roof of your mouth, into your cheeks, into your gums, and you taste it for a whole lot longer. And then it also sticks to your like stomach lining and your like intestinal lining, and you cramp up. I remember I tried to record videos after that, and I did my intro, and then it felt like someone punched me in the stomach, and I was just sitting there like, oh, I need to lay down. All right, that, like my stomach cramps after that brought me to my knees. Like it was rough. No, yeah, it was pretty bad. It's pretty it's pretty bad. Which is why I'm not doing that for 500. But for 500, I was thinking about I saw a video from let me see, what's his channel name? Uh, from Badland Chugs, right? Badlands Chugs. He uh he chugged some thick water, and that looked horrible. It just it looked awful. I didn't even know thick water was a thing. And apparently it's just water that has the consistency of like honey. And if we hit 500 subs, I'll chug some thick water on video, right? I'll make a video out of it. Because I want to do something like that that's like fun for you guys to watch, and also kind of fun for me and my buddies to record and everything for like all the milestones, right? So I'll be for like 500, and then we'll do something for 1,000, you know, later on in the future, and then so on and so forth, right? Just every big milestone after that. I really am excited to start streaming gameplay though. That's going to be a lot of fun. But I do need a better computer. And I need to save up money to buy a better computer. I'm glad everything is still working okay. Ooh, man. There's so much for the 4 uploads today, right? Hey, it's pretty much 4 uploads. It's two. It's a little more than that. It's 2.5 hour live stream. I'm still just. It's still hilarious. Like, what was that in the beginning? Like, we just randomly got like 7 viewers, and then they were all pretty interesting. Like, they asked some interesting questions or made some interesting they made some interesting comments. No, yeah, I can't wait to get like an actual like desktop. You like visiting family or something? No, yeah, like, like what kind of questions were those? Like, I was just sitting there like, what? Hey, how do you hop on stream and then immediately your first question is, "Hey, bro, do you watch hentai?" Like, like what? Like, no, dude. What do you? What? Oh man, that was it was interesting. Yeah, I'm moving back to my family's house for a few months when I get out the military, right? And then hopefully I'll be able to get my own place soon after that. And then yeah, like they those were some interesting people. Like basically hopped on, asked me if I watch off brand, and then asked me if I don't like certain groups of people. Like, what do you, like, what, what was like? I appreciate the dude who was like, hey, like, Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z or like, kind of like those nostalgic series. That kind of brought me back a little bit, so I appreciated that. But like, what was that? And then the dude who hopped on for like 2 seconds and was just like said something about Biden and then Tupac, and I didn't. I was so confused by his comment that I didn't know how to react, so I just kind of ignored it. Whew, man. I'm glad y'all. I'm glad you liked the live stream, bro. I'm glad that you've been on here for as long as you have. I appreciate it. When I start streaming more often, right? When I go back home, how many videos have I uploaded on my channel? Good question. let me let me see real quick. Uh, Hopefully this doesn't mess with stream. Let me know if no, no, not what I wanted. Thank you. Let me know if this messes with it. Uh, it shouldn't, but let me know if it does. Boom. Well, we're back at 269. Let me see. Manage videos. It should tell me. So there's 50. 100. 200. I have uploaded a total of 219 videos on the channel. Sheesh. That is... Man. Definitely didn't think that I'd uploaded that much. But I guess I did. Huh. Who'd have thunk? I've just been uploading like... Neat. Yeah, 219 videos on the channel so far. And my biggest one is the Attack on Titan Season 4 trailer. No, yeah. I mean, if I would have uploaded, like, as consistently as I planned to, right? Or had planned to, then yeah, we'd probably be closer to that than just 200, right? But yeah, I'm surprised it's only 219 actually. Well, starting in February is going to be, I mean, really starting, now, but like maybe not today because we streamed for a little bit longer than I thought I would. And by a little bit, I mean a whole lot. So I got to wake up early tomorrow and I'm not going to not going to be able to record or upload today. So this stream will suffice for the 4 uploads that I said was going to come out today. But where was I going with that? Yeah, we're gonna be, there's gonna be a whole lot of content on this channel. A whole hell of a lot. Hopefully, soon, we're able to get back to 270. Because we once again dropped down to 269. Yep. Whew. Man. It's still so wild that Redo of Healer got an adaptation. Ooh, this is gonna be a problematic series because people are going to, especially people who aren't used to anime, are going to not take too kindly to that series. Why? What is my recommendations? What is this? Ugh. Normally, YouTube recommends, like, because, YouTube has their basically similarity AI, right? Where YouTube will basically. Oh my god. Ugh. What is. YouTube, what are you recommending me right now? Because YouTube has their similarity AI, right? Where they recommend you things similar to what you watch. And I don't know what the heck it thinks I'm watching. Because that for like my channel account, right? That recommendation list is wild. For my personal account, it's at least more streamlined. Because this is if you didn't know, right, this is my second channel that I've made. My first one, I deleted everything about it. that channel was not good. Not good, for lack of a better word. It was not the best at all. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing right, but I'm a little bit more confident in myself. And I have a lot more fun with this channel than I did my last channel. Like, Really? What type of content did you upload, bro? If you don't mind telling me. If it's not something you want to like keep hidden, right? Like if it is, nice. Do you still upload on them, or was it just like a like here I'm gonna try it out sort of thing? But yeah, I'm thinking about when I start like actually streaming gameplay and you know ah relatable, bro. I did the same thing with my old channel as well. I still kept the account, but I deleted all the videos and any proof that I ever uploaded on it. I have like 40 subscribers on a channel with no videos, right? Like it was just a jumbled mess. I was just a jumbled mess. It was bad. It's so bad. I at least have fun with this, and like I said, I'm more confident, which overall makes the videos a lot more enjoyable. And then what's it called? But yeah, when I start streaming like daily, right? I'm probably I'm gonna add mods to the chat, right? So, you know, do you want to be a mod eventually when I start streaming? Cause I'm gonna ask you and Beastly, because you guys are definitely the biggest supporters I have on my channel, which I appreciate the hell out of you too, right? Like I appreciate you guys so much. Obviously, right, I don't expect you to catch every live stream, but if you if you want, I can make you a mod for chat so you can help me quell any weird questions like the one I got like the ones I got in the beginning of this stream, because they were those were interesting, for lack of a better word. No, I mean it's fairly simple, right? You just pretty much go through and delete. But it won't be for a while, right? Because I gotta get a good system, gotta get a good computer to support streaming, gameplay, and all that. Because this laptop would die. And I don't have like a dual monitor setup, right? So I wouldn't be able to read chat or anything like that. But because I'm gonna have like certain rules for when I stream, right? For the comments, biggest one is gonna be like no hate speech, right? Like I don't need any of that. Like don't bring up politics and stuff like that. Like we're just here to stream. We're just here to have fun. We're here to like just escape from the world a little bit, right? Like there's no need to bring any of that onto my streams. Like it's just like like old boy in the beginning of this one. I think I can still just like go back and put this person on timeout. Here, let me see. I think I could probably just make you a mod now. Hey, try commenting something real quick. I want to see if it made you a mod this stream, or if you'll just be one in later streams. Because I think I just made you a mod. I'm not sure. Yep. You are now a mod on the channel. Congrats, bro. Yep. Now that you have your little wrench, you should be able to in future streams remove some of the more interesting comments that I'll be getting. And I'll set the rules in the description eventually when I start streaming, right? Because I am gonna have rules for my streams. Like, just don't. Basically, no hate speech is all it's going to really boil down to. Like, I do not think that's okay, and I will not tolerate that on any of my comment sections. And I don't mean like people can hate on me all they want, right? Like, I've gotten, at least YouTube does a good job of what's it called, hiding those comments from public view, right? Like, it holds them for review. But man, if you can see some of the hate comments that I get, it's pretty entertaining. Because I've gotten a few just really out there hate comments on some of my videos that I was just kind of laugh at whenever I delete them, right? Because I'm just sitting there like, what's wrong with you? Like, what are you so mad about? Like, I think one of my favorite hate comments that I've gotten was on one of my Attack on Titan videos. I think it was the episode where uh, Levi Squad, right? They die, right? Like Petra and all of them get killed, right? I remember I was just sitting there like at the end of the video, I was like, man, this episode was heavy. It almost got me. Like, I almost cried, right? Like, man, I didn't even cry during the video. And one of the one of one of the comments that, like, YouTube held for review that didn't like post it publicly was someone who had commented on the channel before, and like they had left a fairly like nice comment before, so it caught me off guard. But they were just like, yeah, Lamau, cry, bitch. No one gives a fuck. Ha 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 ha. I was just like, what? What? Like, who are you? Like, what do you? Why are you so mean? Like, what do you? I didn't even cry. Like, what do you? Did you even watch the video? Like, did you just watch till the like? Did you just watch the end and hear me say like, man, that was rough, almost cried, and then you just decide to comment that? Like, what do you? What? What did you gain? And part of me was tempted to just like leave the comment on the channel or leave the comment on the video, right? And just give a snarky reply, and I was like, it's not worth it. So I just deleted it. But that was like the most fun one that I've gotten. The one that just kind of made me laugh a little bit more. The rest of them have not been too nice. They haven't been. Granted, that one wasn't nice either, right? But that one was a little bit more like, really? The other hate comments I've gotten have been interesting, to say the least. Like, very, very interesting. There are some interesting people on the internet who love to say whatever comes to their mind because they're on the internet. And I feel like I feel like with me just saying that you could kind of tell what they were talking about. But yeah, this has been a pretty productive stream. I gained a sub. I lost a sub. We've been streaming for almost 3 hours. I made you moderator. We we what's it called? We talked about the novel that I'm writing for at least a good hour, I think. Like, we talked about that for a long time. But I am gonna end the stream here. Definitely streamed for a little bit longer than I thought I would. But yeah, bro, it was good talking to you, man. Glad you're a moderator. now. Hopefully Beastly is able to catch the next stream, so that way I can make him a mod as well. No, yeah, this was definitely an interesting stream. Just just overall, it was very a very interesting stream. So, take care of yourself, bro. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your night or your day. I know you said you live in the Middle East, right? So I don't know what time it is over there. So, all right, bro. Take care of yourself, man. And to the other two people on here who have just been watching me talk to Straw Hat, I appreciate you guys too. Hope you guys have a good night. Hope you all stay safe, stay blessed. All right, Tabo out. Yes, end the stream.